What's going on YouTube? It's Trev. I had a few people reach out to me today and ask me something about LUNC, LUNC, which I haven't talked about LUNC in a while really. So I found it a little odd, but I mean I do keep in contact with certain people, chit chatting about this and that. So anyway, I found out because honestly, I have not been paying attention to all the things that are going on. Every once in a while, I'll glance by and I'll see something new come up, and I'm like, oh, I don't even dive into it because there's so much happening all the time that I just, quite honestly, I just don't have the time right now. Next winter, it'll be different, and over this past winter, you guys got used to me being around an awful lot, really paying attention to everything that was going on, getting all the information out to you as it happened. I just can't do that right now. And so it's like, it actually became overwhelming to me how quickly things were changing, how many things were coming out that, not simple things. I mean, some real detailed things. So I would have to spend an awful lot of time keeping up on this stuff, reading everything, understanding it. I just don't have the time. So anyway, what people were asking me about today, apparently this WASM upgrade that we've been talking about since Q1, I guess there were some dates for it, and those dates are being moved back. I believe there was a date sometime maybe in April. I believe then the last date that was floated was the 31st, I guess maybe of this month. And now people are asking me, oh, what do you think about the fact that parity is being put off again? The WASM is being put off, delayed. Are they telling us the truth? Is this a stall tactic? What's going on? Because it seems to be the date keeps getting pushed back and pushed back. So it was enough to pique my interest, right? I said, all right, that's something simple maybe that I can find out about. So I reached directly out to LUNC Burn Army, Steve, to go right to kind of the source. And he got back to me. It didn't take very long, right? Which I really appreciate, and he always does. So from what I'm gathering, the date and the hard date is June 14th. We will be live June 14th, he told me. And he also explained a little bit about these other dates that have come up. He said that he set target dates. And he never said anything other than these were target dates. Now, again, I'm telling you what he told me. I have not been keeping up on this, so I can't confirm or deny that that's true. But he says that he's always said that these are target dates, and what he likes to do is set a target date and make an aggressive target date because I guess maybe he feels like it lights a fire under everybody's ass. It gives them something to shoot for. But they weren't hard dates, and if they couldn't make those dates for whatever reason and need to push them back, they weren't hard dates to begin with. But I reminded them, listen, you put a date out there, that's what the community hears, and they're going to hold you to that date. So maybe if you want to set these target dates that are not hard dates, that you maybe don't think that you'll absolutely hit, maybe do that internally, right? Maybe don't float a date and tease everybody, because if you put a date out there, that's the date they're going to hold you to, right? But I kind of get it. I kind of get it. I get setting a goal for yourself. Any goal that you set for yourself should be better than your best, but believable, is what I was always taught, right? So, they shot for those, but they couldn't get it. And basically, I wanted to see if I was going to hear a different reason for this. I want to call it a delay, but I guess technically it's not a delay. Than what is being told to other people. And honestly, I didn't hear anything different than what everybody else is being told, which is that they want time to test it adequately. They haven't had the amount of testing that they would prefer to have before they release this thing, because they don't want to flub it. I understand. Listen, whether or not this L1 team is, goes through to Q3, right? It depends on their performance. And their performance for Q1 was really in question by a few people, and getting through to Q2 was almost by the skin of their teeth, if you ask me. So they want to make sure that everything is absolutely perfect. This is the information that I'm getting. Apparently, the last upgrade that was done, and sorry, I just don't know. All right, but the last grade that was done, I'm told, was flawless. Went over really well, and they want to make sure that this WASM upgrade, which is really a big one. Everybody's been waiting for this one because this brings us to parity. This allows other DApps to come over from the Luna 2 side or just in general, right? Maybe other Cosmos, I don't know, right? But it allows everybody to kind of work together and them to build on Terra Classic. So they're being particular about it. I know that there was some issue back a while ago where they really wanted to get more validators involved in the test net because it's like running a dress rehearsal, right? And the more validators they had take part in this, the smoother things would really go when they got ready to launch. So I don't know really if they were able to get that many. Maybe they didn't. Maybe that's the issue. Anyway, that's what I heard. Okay, we chit-chatted about some other things. Going forward, I mean, it seems like Steve is really happy with the progress and what's happening. He feels like there are some good proposals out there. Some of them might be a little too complicated, whatever. But there are some good things to go on, and that the future, I get the impression that he still feels that the future is very bright for LUNC, and they're looking forward to moving into some other things. One of the things that I had put out polls during Q1 when I was on this community oversight committee, and overwhelmingly repeg and USTC, right, was the priority of the community. That just dominated everything else on these polls, and so that's something that they want to they want to start concentrating on. I think going into Q3, it's probably going to be a major focus, repeg, right? I'm not saying that they won't start on it now. I really don't know. I'm just saying that the chain needs to be maintained as far as these updates and upgrades and stuff. That's always going to happen, and that's the L1 team that's going to do it, right? But other than just doing upgrades and keeping things up to date, it's time to start building. It's time to start fixing. It's time to start actually move. If you ask me, it's way past time. So to say that it's time now, okay. I mean, actually, it was time a long time ago, but I'm glad to be hearing that it's time now. But this is what I'm hearing. This is the feeling that I'm getting, that in earnest, they are going to be exploring some of these other options. And there are so many proposals and stuff out there, and some pretty good ones. But what you want to do, I get the feeling that what they'd like to do is test some of this stuff out. Get it in testing. Run simulations, right? And see how well they actually work before trying to go ahead and implementing them and spending community funds or whatever to do it. Good ideas, right? So this is what I heard. These are the answers that I got, and I look forward to keeping an eye as much as I can on what's going on the progress, and I hope that it's progress that we see. We haven't seen the price move in a long time, right? And I told a lot of people, and I've caught hell for it, but I understand, the diehard LUNC people. It's like, you got to be in it for to win it. You got to diamond hand it. You got to do this. You got to do that. But I don't ever tell anybody that. I mean, you got to do what you're going to do with your money. So I have told people that I told people that I had staked on my LUNC. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Ultimately, and it took me a while to decide, but ultimately, I sold it. I sold my LUNC. And it wasn't that I was abandoning LUNC and that I never want to be a part of LUNC, but I made a strategic choice for me, for my wallet, for my money. I don't suggest that anybody else do what I do. This is what I decided to do. I made a strategic choice to take those funds that were sitting there and not gaining anything and try to move them into some things, take advantage of some things that were moving, right? And maybe make some quick little hits and increase that, so that I'm making some sort of profit that I have not made on that money in over a year, right? So that was the choice that I made, and that's still where I'm at. I've moved it into some other things. And some things are doing well, some things not doing so well. But again, it's all money that I can afford to lose. It's all play money. It's all investment money, right? So if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But that's where I am. So, I guess I look at it as with LUNC, right? This is crazy, right? But I feel like the ex-boyfriend. Who, LUNC was getting on my last nerve and I just had to dip for a little while, right? But, some time goes on, right? And I feel like I will be back, matter of fact, that's my intention, right? So it's like, all of a sudden I'll run into my old flame one day, right? And maybe she went to the gym after I left, right? Lost a few pounds and tightened some things up, changed her wardrobe and did her hair. And I'm like, hey, what's up? I don't know. I'm just being crazy about it, right? But I mean, that's how it's going to be. I'm absolutely going to come back. And hopefully when I come back, things are looking a lot better than when I left, okay? But yeah, I love that project. I really do. I really have high hopes for it. I still do. I love the community. I love everyone that I worked with and that I talked to and the relationships that I formed. I don't ever want those to just go away, even though I just haven't had time for them right now, right? So maybe we meet up one day and we have coffee and see where it goes. Anyway, that's where it's at right now. Other things happen. Listen, every once in a while I might pop in with an LUNC video. Do with it what you will, right? If you have comments, leave them in the comment section. Questions, whatever. You want to tell me I'm a traitor or you want to tell me you understand, because I've gotten a lot of that too. Whatever it is, let's chat about it, and I will talk to y'all later. All right, ciao.